State Representative Alan Seabaugh. Good morning, Alan. How are you today?
Good morning. How are y'all this morning?
Looking at your Facebook post from last evening, the special session is crashing, nothing likely to pass. Well, you know what you wrote. Tell us what happened. Tell us how things sort of came off the rails.
I don't think it ever got on the rails. What happened yesterday was really interesting. The whole politics make strange bedfellows. Voting against the bill were virtually all the Democrats and all of the conservative Republicans. It was about an even split of Democrats and conservative Republicans voting against it, and voting for it was more moderate Republicans who were trying to, quote unquote, make a deal. What we found out yesterday, and this special session never should have been called. The members of the Black Caucus told the governor before the session started that they would never, under any circumstances, agree to a sales tax. And Republicans told him very clearly, under no circumstances would we agree to an income tax. Well, they came in trying to raise income taxes, and we came in trying to raise sales taxes. And both sides had said before it started that the other one was a non-starter. And John Bell went around for 9 months saying he was not going to call a special session unless there was a deal. And he was the only one talking to both sides. He had to know there was no deal. And this has been a monumental waste of time and money because both sides were very clear in the beginning that about their intentions. That what just came to light to us yesterday was that the Black Caucus's position. We did not know that we thought they just decided this. And they showed us letters that they sent the governor before the session started, where they were very clear with the governor. Now, he was misrepresenting their position to us. He told our leadership, I have 41 votes for whatever you can put together that Republicans will support. If you can get 29 Republicans, we can get to 70 votes because I have 41 votes that'll do whatever I say. Well, it turns out that is not true.
As a matter of, excuse me, Alan, that we talked to Raymond Cruz last hour, and what I sort of took away from what Mr. Raymond said was that there were a lot of Democrats that feel like John Bell sort of was working, I don't want to say behind the scenes, you tell me, and that they felt sort of sold out too. Is that legit?
Yes. What essentially he was doing was he was bargaining with their votes without ever asking them. And they kind of bubbled up and said, no. There's certain things that I can't take back to my constituency, and I get that. I don't expect to agree with Democrats whose demographics of their district are very different from mine. If they can't go home and sell a sales tax to their constituents because it's not good for their constituents, I don't expect them to support it. Just like I can't go back and sell an income tax increase to my constituents, and so I get that. I mean, we represent different demographics in different areas. The problem was we were told by the governor that he had 41 votes, and that if you can get 29 moderate Republicans for whatever the proposal is, sales tax included, that he would deliver 41, then the Republicans could deliver 29. Well, Republicans fought really, really hard, and again, this was not me. I was always a no, but there were the House leadership, the Speaker, several of them. They worked really, really hard to cobble together 30 or so moderate Republicans who were, and some very conservative Republicans who were just willing to vote for this sales tax bill to go forward just to keep the dialogue going and to, as an olive branch, to try to make a compromise.
What now, Alan? What are y'all going to do now?
Well, I don't know, because one of the deals that we had was the four budget. We had two the Louisiana checkbooks, the expenditure limit, and then the two Medicaid efficiencies. Those had to pass before Republicans voted for anything. Well, before the vote on the tax bill yesterday, one of the constitutional amendment on the expenditure limit failed by 6 votes. So, what's not been voted on yet are the two Medicaid bills and the other tax bills, the Stelly bill and the putting the Stelly taxes back in, and a couple of other relatively smaller.
Is there any chance, when you say Stelly, everybody in Louisiana just goes, is there any possibility that anything related to a Stelly tax, income tax increase could make it anywhere?
Yes, because it only takes 53 votes. Everything else takes 70 votes. And with a 53 vote threshold, it's possible.
Is John Bell, did John Bell, in sort of screwing his own guys here, perhaps too harsh a term, but you know what I mean, is there going to be any backlash, and has he taken a step that sort of will make the other Democrats in the legislature not to say we can't trust this guy anymore?
I don't know about trust. Maybe. And again, I'm not involved in those discussions. One of the things that we've been getting a little bit is that they're a little frustrated with him because when they elected a Democrat governor, they expected to get goodies for their district. They expected gazebos for their mayors and roads and bridges and other projects that he's promised them but are not coming through. And there's a speculation that they're putting their foot down and blowing the special session.
I guess, pardon me.
Sending a shot across his bow.
Do all the Democrats feel like our guy, meaning John Bell, has thrown us under the bus?
Kind of, yeah, I think so. I mean, they don't always shoot straight with me, but that's kind of the undercurrent of what we're getting.
But when you get powerful Democrat Walt Leger at the mic saying we've been suckered and bamboozled.
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about John Bell. I think he was trying to blame Republicans, I think. I wasn't really sure who suckered and bamboozled it.
Well, he's quoting from the governor's call for the session.
I know who suckered and bamboozled him, and it was John Bell. Walt is such a John Bell loyalist. I took that as he was trying to direct that at Republicans, but I don't know. I haven't talked to him since he made the speech.
Okay.
So you got a week to go. What's going to happen? Let me phrase this. What scares you the most?
The Costelli, the excess itemized bill, which is going to be up this afternoon. I don't think it has the chance to pass, but it's the only thing with a fighting chance because it requires only 53 votes. And once the problem is, what they did is they pared it down in committee to where right now the only thing that it would prevent you from deducting is your state and local income and sales taxes, like property taxes, excuse me. Like you can no longer deduct your local property taxes. The problem is the author, Walt Leger, would not commit to not pump it up when it goes to the Senate. So I think they pared it down as much as they possibly could, trying to get it out of the House. And their MO has been get it out of the House in whatever form you can get it out. Then send it to the Senate and pump it up and fill it with all kinds of bad stuff, and then give it back to the House 30 minutes before the end of the session and say, take it or leave. And they'll tie all the budget reforms and the Medicaid and all the other stuff to it. But if that stuff doesn't pass, then I don't. My honest opinion is I don't think there's going to be a deal. Democrats are dug in on no sales tax. Republicans are dug in on no income tax. There is no state property tax, so there's really no other bucket to look at.